This afternoon, I sat down with Stuart Maddox. Maddox finished his final year wrestling at UNF with an 18-1 record and the NCAA 235-pound national championship. His success marked the peak of an epic journey that almost never was. So, you're a national champion. Tell me about your path to success. Tell me how you came to be the national champion.
Okay, well, I guess this is good to start all the way from the very beginning. I started wrestling in high school, and my story is used a lot still at my high school to get people to stop from quitting. I did not win a single match my first year on JV, which is horrible. And I stuck with it. The only reason I went back is because I got in shape, and I just dedicated myself and got better. Placed in the state my senior year, knew I wanted to keep wrestling in college. I went to Iowa, spent a year and a half there, ended up leaving, came back here, took a little time off, and then I knew Chad, and I'd met Zach once through Chad, and then I joined the team here, and we started off with a small group. My first year, we only had 5 people on the team, and we were pretty close.
Let's go back a little bit when you were a freshman in high school. What was your weight class back then when you weren't winning any fights?
I was a Porky 189. I'd just come off of doing every high school guy's dream of playing football, and so I was the backup on the football team for an offensive lineman, and then I started wrestling because my best friend was doing it, and I was like, well, if I suck, at least I've got someone there that's not going to make fun of me. And we actually both sucked, so we sucked together. But I was 189. I actually had to lose 6 pounds to make 189 for our first meet, and then I lost all of my baby fat that year. Ended up finishing the season at like 165, and that was the only reason I went back, because no wins, like what's going to encourage you to return, and I'm really glad I did. So
yeah, how satisfying was that first victory then?
It was pretty awesome. I still remember it. It was at our preseason meet. I got my first win in 16 seconds.
Okay, so I wasn't there for the national championship, obviously. So if you kind of want to tell me how it felt to win that, what happened in that match where you...
This comes off a little bit arrogant when I talk about it, but I reference Ronda Rousey, the fighter. I don't like her, but the way she goes into every fight is the way everyone should go into any combat sport ever. I go in thinking, it's my match, they don't belong there, I'm going to win. And so going into the national tournament this year, I went in as the #1 seed, and I knew that going in. So in my mind, it was already my title. I just had to go make sure no one else took it from me. And so that's how I went into every match, regardless of who I was going against. So my first kid was some small guy from some school I'd never heard of, and I stomped him. Next guy was from a guy in our conference, never faced him, freshman. Ended up being tougher than I thought, and I pinned him in the 3rd period. Next guy, another person I never faced. In fact, I never faced anybody before. I've never seen any of them before either. I had 2 really tight matches back-to-back in the quarterfinals and the semifinals, and the guy in the finals I'd watch pin everybody up to the final. And we had actually had a chance to meet earlier in the year at our national duels, and they ended up not putting him against me because they were crushing us anyways. That's Liberty, and they were the team champions this year. So when I got to him in the finals, since it helped that I'd been there before, because I made it there in 2014, so the nerves weren't as bad. The first time, the fight or flight response, all the blood goes out of your limbs. My arms went numb the first time as I was getting ready. So this time I was much more relaxed. I was like hyping myself up. I had my teammates in my corner with my coach right behind him, so I was pretty confident, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I went in and I did it. And then the only thing I regret from the whole season was that I blew one of my goals in the last 4 seconds. I had a goal not to get taken down the entire year, and up until that point, I had not given up one offensive point in 17 matches. 4 seconds left. I was already looking at the clock. I was up 4-1, and then I got taken down and didn't care. I was like, I already won. So
it's a good story, yeah. Maddox graduated this spring with a degree in criminal justice. He plans to continue practicing martial arts. With Spinnaker News, I'm Christian Ayers.